Is this gonna work? It's gonna work. Awesome. YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Jay. Welcome to the live. We're going live right now because Toshi Coin is doing big things. So we decided to go live. We live. Um, let's see. I'm gonna go share this over on Twitter. Let everybody know that we are live right now. Toshi Coin doing some big things right now. So let's see if we can get a couple people in here. Awesome. We might have to relocate. We might hear some crazy amount of fireworks right now outside. So it's getting kind of towards the hour, and they acting like they just don't absolutely go crazy. So you'll hear. What's up, Harley? Welcome everybody to the live stream. We're gonna be watching some Toshi today, of course, and we might even see some fireworks if I'm on here long enough. But the fam is eating right now. They actually just sat down to eat, and I just got the live stream turned on. But I do want to watch this just because, again, there's a big price breakout in here. So I'll probably give you guys maybe an hour and a half or something like that. Hopefully, I gotta go socialize and enjoy the fireworks, right? Maybe, but again, they've been lighting fireworks all week over here, so it's been absolutely crazy. And also, we might hear some airplanes. Again, we're right by LAX, so just bear with me. But as you guys can see, Toshi Coin seeing some massive price action today, and I told you guys that this is a possibility that we could see this thing having some decent amount of upside if it does want to see a breakout. As you guys can see over here, Toshi Coin up 12 coming in at 224 million market cap. Are we going to see Toshi close this gap to 300 million faster than most people think? Again, if Bitcoin decides it wants to take off, I was telling you guys, this is one coin I'd be paying attention to. And this cross right here on the 1 week is a big deal, guys. This could be a big deal for us, especially at these levels, right? We're now starting to build back up on Toshi Coin. Look at this breakout. I told you guys that one day. Look at the 1 day chart, right? We had this 1 day candle that we really need to see a strong close on yesterday, right? I told you guys if we could either see a breakout tomorrow or we're gonna see a breakdown, and it's gonna be a big red or a big green, as you guys can see. Toshi Coin printing big green today. A lot of big news coming out today. They signed Trump's bill today, and also what was the other news? Oh yeah, I guess the ceasefire in between Hamas and Israel, supposedly. So maybe all these bullish things and all this happening on 4th of July, right? Almost like this is somehow scripted or just a big game. I don't know, but kind of crazy, huh? Look at this Toshi Coin pump, guys. In the past 4 hours, Toshi Coin just printing big green consistently. And this is exactly what I was saying over on Twitter, actually. I was saying, guys, Toshi might see a big breakout. As a matter of fact, when did I post that Toshi might see a big breakout over on Twitter? I think we posted this maybe like an hour ago or something like this now. Maybe longer than an hour ago. Let's see when I posted this. Extremely massive breakout on the 1 hour, right? 1 hour ago, right? Also, Toshi on a run 1 hour ago. We've been covering it, guys. We've been covering it. Some people would say we haven't been covering it, but we have been consistently covering it, guys. I told you guys, one thing about this market, FOMO can bring the money back faster than it left the market. I will tell you that because, too, you got to take into consideration a lot of people holding this coin. A lot of people didn't sell. A lot of people were not paper handsing. Like we almost have 1 million holders now. And you guys have paper hands. I told you guys. I told you if you paper hands this project, you might end up regretting it later, especially if this cycle's not over. There's plenty of indicators on Bitcoin showing that the cycle's not over. So again, even though Bitcoin coming in at 107.7 at the time of this video, I believe, I think that Bitcoin's been seeing some really positive price action. And I think that the market's starting to feel more bullish on this pump. We still have other things too that can move this market, like a lower interest rate, right? That'd be really great. See that get lower, then again, maybe we could see things start recovering. Let's look at Bitcoin Gold because it does look like Bitcoin now coming in at 108.2. Seeing some heavy volatility. Would you don't know what it is. Well, that's for sure. But that was not a firework. But yeah, as you guys could see, Bitcoin creating higher lows over here, and they're using up all the good fireworks. And it's literally the sun is still out. You can't see that. So That's just really dumb to me that you wouldn't save those fireworks. But as you guys can see, Bitcoin's starting to see a little bit of volatility, falling back on some of these lower ranges, but starting to build some support. This is good. This is what we want to see. We want to see Bitcoin starting to build up off of this, right? We were at 107.6, and now we're trending over here at 108.2, which is pretty positive. This is exactly, again, what we want to see. Are you guys bullish on this price bump, or do you think that Bitcoin needs to see some more correction? Again, Bitcoin looking pretty solid, starting to chew up some of this dip, right? We were concerned a little bit about a shoulder head shoulder forming here. But again, I feel like with Bitcoin creating higher lows, this Trump's bill getting passed, I don't know. Again, that bill has a lot of mixed emotions behind it, I guess. But I just think it's so weird that 1 minute Pakistan and India are at war, and then they're not at war, like a couple days later, and then Israel goes to war with Iran, and then a couple days later they're not at war anymore, and then Trump's bill passes, and then the market pumps. Bitcoin is at 110 just yesterday. Like, what a thing, huh? Interesting. But as you guys could see, I was telling you guys that, these markets feeling a little manipulated. These times when the market is looking like this, guys, it looks like a zone of accumulation. Have I not been saying that this feels like a zone of accumulation? Like a bunch of good news mixed with some bad news, but still the logarithmic just shows us that we haven't seen a blow off top yet. If you look at the all-time logarithmic again, been telling you guys, there's not been a blow off top yet. This is not, in my opinion, the end of the cycle. If it is, it's the most anticlimactic cycle ever. I do think that Bitcoin is going to have some more upside. I like the fact, actually, that it dropped down to 107.6. Some of you guys may be a little nervous about that, but I'm not nervous about that. I know that we need to create some support. Support is a good thing. So, again, as long as we're seeing a good positive amount of volume, I'm still feeling positive on the market. Today is Friday. It is Friday, and we do know that sometimes we see some sell-off going into the weekend. But again, since considering that we had some good news in the market's pumping, and the sentiment is getting better on the fear greed index, I just feel like this is a possibility that we might see a $120,000 Bitcoin happening, even possibly as soon as next week. Maybe call me crazy, but I'm thinking that could possibly be something that can happen. We could see Bitcoin breaking above 110 next week. Maybe not 120 by next week, but maybe we could be at least above 110. I would think, again, if we could develop some new levels of support, that'd be super nice. A lot of these coins starting to see a little bit of volatility, though, right, with this market. Seeing that rejection off of 110, you guys can see Ethereum down 3%, some of these other coins down. A lot of coins down, guys. Toshi Coin, can't relate, bro. Can't relate. Toshi Coin looking very solid right now, still at 224 million market cap. And I told you guys, man, if we can close above this 220, this could drive some FOMO into the market. We get above this upper Keltner channel, we could see it rocket. As a matter of fact, last night, this thing exploded and it went all the way up to 225. And then again, started seeing a little bit of correction, which is good. See a little correction. You guys can see jump up here, develop that new level of support, which is good. That's what we need. This is what a healthy recovery looks like. It's a little more round, right? It's not so sharp of a recovery. Sharp recoveries are usually bear flags a lot of the time. But I like the way that this chart looks. A lot of good indicators. We've seen this thing look pretty similar, actually. I think it kind of looks pretty similar to how it was looking on some of these more macro indicators. Yeah, you can see Toshi Coin has had similar types of price action. But it's had similar type of price action, right? Where we've dropped into these zones of low levels of fear, lack of volume, similar type of thing. We've had a lack of volume, but look, we're still been creating higher lows. Really, ever since January, this thing has not been doing bad. As a matter of fact, Toshi Coin is now up over 100% on the year. And some of you guys said it was crashing. Some of you guys said it was going to zero, right? I'm like, what the heck? But at the same time, cryptocurrency highly volatile, anything can happen. But look at this thing, man. Even on CoinMarketCap showing that it's up. In the past week, dude, up 24% on Toshi. And look at this breakout, looking even bigger on CoinMarketCap. Dang, this is a big deal. Again, you see how the pattern looks a little bit more round, right? We're still creating higher lows. We're starting to round out here, and again, it looks like we have a small gap here to this 0.55 range. But then if we could break above this, man, this thing could really print. and it already is starting to print. So again, it's not financial advice. I'm not telling you it's for sure going to go up, but I am telling you right now that it does look like we're seeing some kind of a breakout happen on Toshi, right? Markets are looking a little volatile, but Toshi Coin is holding up. As a matter of fact, it's showing more volume than a lot of these other coins in the market right now, which is actually good to see because, again, this is a coin that has been a little bit lacking in volume. We've still been trending in the right direction on these Bitcoin pumps, but we've been lacking in the volume. And that's because, again, we've been kind of butting up a lot on some resistance, right? It's been a lot of button up on resistance. But again, guys, the fact that we're breaking out here, you see how big this gap can be. And this is what I've been talking about on Twitter and why I was saying we might see some serious FOMO come into the market because this is a pretty big gap up here to this 275 range. And we've already seen how fast this thing has started to close all the way from 200 million all the way to, again, 225. So can this thing pack on another $50 million? I mean, people don't even really understand how much buy action is going for this thing to go uh, from what was it, like 198 yesterday up to 224. There's a ton of buy action going on Toshi right now. Again, you got to consider how big the market cap is. This coin's getting pretty close to now a million holders. And I just feel like people just spend too much time on these micro charts and they're not spending enough time macro. I always look macro before anything. Really, I always, that's what they say, right? When in doubt, zoom out, right? We saw it always, usually, at least on this 1 week chart over here, there's not enough data on Toshi, to be honest, to show you a good accurate representation of some of these longer intervals. But even our 1 month is looking really good, though. Look at this thing, man. This thing is looking like it might want to tear up. Do you see how big the gap is? Look at this gap, bro, from here to here. I was just saying this over on Twitter. I said, you remember that day when Toshi Coin went from like 300 million to 600 million in a day? Remember that? I remember that. I covered it that day. But again, that could possibly be something that like could honestly happen if this thing wants to drive in some more FOMO. Again, Toshi Coin now up 13% in the past 24 hours. I'm interested to see what is going to happen, right? There's been a lot of buy action, a lot of big orders too. I've been seeing a lot of big orders coming in, orders of over 1,000, 3,000, right? We've seen many, even bigger orders, guys. Massive orders coming in. So again, maybe the hive is still alive. Maybe Toshi Coin wants to wake up and maybe we could again start seeing some new all-time highs. How soon can that happen? I really don't know. To be honest with you, I do think that we can close some of these gaps pretty quick because there's just not a lot of resistance above this zone. We've been in a deep state of fear. You guys can see we were heavy oversold over here for a while. And again, this breakout might be an indicator that we're going to see a lot of FOMO coming into the market because again, a lot of people paid for hands out. A lot of people thought that this project was dead, was lacking volume, that the market was took, and so again, this coin can still have some potential to drive in a lot of investors that one left the market, two new investors, and then you got three also the million people that have bought this coin now that are watching this thing start to go up that are increasing in their confidence in the coin and they might want to increase their position. So again, I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm not telling you to go increase your position if you're in this trade or whatever to do. I'm just saying, again, Toshi Coin possibly seeing a sign of breakout today, which is a really good thing, especially if you've been in this market for the past couple of months with us, guys. It has just been absolutely agonizing, hasn't it? Ever since January, right? January was a party, and then now look, we've seen some pretty nasty low levels, guys. This thing getting as low as like what was the bottom of Toshi? I think it was like what was it like 98 or something like that, or like a little bit lower. I think it was like at 75 at one point or something. Didn't go down. It went down pretty low, huh? And I remember thinking, like, dang, I can't believe this thing is back under 100. I was honestly really surprised when this thing went under 100 million because I really didn't think that that was going to happen. But even when it did go down to 100 million, I was still saying the same thing. I still think that this coin is going to hit $1 billion. I still do. You could see it based off of this chart that this coin could have the trajectory if it wants to break out above some of these ranges to really see a run. This is what I look for. Exactly what I look for in these charts. I look for volume on these Bitcoin dips and I look for good zones of accumulation. Again, Toshi Coin is starting to warm back up now, and this could be big. This could be big, right? Sitting right on a key level of support, but if we could continue up, even through this Bitcoin chaos, which again, Bitcoin is looking a little bit volatile right now, Toshi Coin has a pretty good chance of of making a move. What do you guys think? Are you bullish on Toshi or are you bearish? Let us know in the comment section. Somebody said, I'm excited. 2 days closing green. I know, right? Finally, Toshi is doing something. Exactly. And see, isn't that so funny? That's how it works, right? As soon as the market gets boring, as soon as retail is fatigued, as soon as they're exhausted, that's when these guys come out and decide that they want to start pumping these stuff. And that's why I told you guys that time in the market beats time in the market. That's why I told you guys I'm not buying and selling my coins. I'm not leveraging. I'm just looking for good zones of accumulation. It's been the same message the entire time. Again, I'm not telling you what to do with your money, but I am telling you that, again, these markets can turn around on a dime, and Bitcoin is undefeated so far. So, again, if my coin is responding well to Bitcoin, that's going to make me feel good about my coin, as well as the fact that we've increased in holders so much. The community's starting to react positively again on Twitter, right? We get so many people every time the price dips a little bit that will come and flood up the project. So hopefully those people are out of the project by now, and we can start building up some new people. And we do know that a lot of retail likes to FOMO in at the top of Bitcoin, right? Well, guess what? Good news. Bitcoin's almost at the top again, guys. So all you guys that were new investors last time that Bitcoin pumped and you're like, dang, I bought the top. Well, guess what's about to happen? There's going to be a whole new wave of brand new investors that are going to come in and buy the top of Bitcoin. And they're going to be really bummed when they find out that these markets don't go up for some kind of exit strategy, right? Some of you guys get into the market, you got no exit strategy. Matter of fact, I was saying earlier in the video too that Toshi Coin is up almost 200% in the past year. As a matter of fact, Toshi Coin up 149% on the year. Wow. Wow, isn't that amazing? Do you guys believe again that in March this thing was sitting at like 75 million market cap? It's back at 219. Well, it's over that now. It's like 224 million now. That's totally crazy to see that type of price action happening on Toshi. But again, it can happen quick. Somebody says, yeah, bro, I've been DCA, dollar cost average, right? Dollar cost average guy. We talked about that, right? The tortoise versus the hare. Who usually wins the race? The guy who is trying to get rich quick, or the guy who just sees things as an investment, the guy who's patient, the guy who doesn't mind a cheaper price, right? He doesn't get emotional. You think the tortoise gets emotional? He doesn't get emotional. He's playing his own race. He's in his own game. He sees everybody else. They're doing what they're going to do. They're going to do what they're going to do. The tortoise has his plan for his race. He pre-planned it. He paced himself emotionally, mentally, and he was ready. And I feel like when you get better in trading, you kind of get to that level where you're just like, okay, these days that are so red, they don't phase me anymore, right? Um, and I've had some days that have been pretty red, guys. We've had days, and I've had to come on here and talk about prices and stuff like that, and things weren't looking hot. And it just comes down to, again, good fundamentals and understanding the way that these markets move, and understanding also Bitcoin, right? I mean, we talk about Bitcoin at the beginning of every single video, guys. There's a reason why I do that. Do you see why we do that? Bitcoin dominance in the market, right? We talk about things like Bitcoin dominance. We talk about things like the fear index. A lot of these things that these people, honestly, most people do not even look at or pay attention to. But in my opinion, they're very important indicators. Again, um, Bitcoin now coming in at 1081. I think this, I'm still bullish on this pump. I still feel good about this. Again, we did see some sideways price action here on the 7-day. And we saw, again, double retest of this 110 and a little bit of sell off. But I still feel good about the fact that we're creating higher lows in a situation like this. And again, with just the amount of good news that's coming up, it just feels like more signs going in a good direction than in a bad direction, right? So that's mainly kind of what I'm paying attention to on Bitcoin. But again, Bitcoin is going to be volatile, especially today. That one might not have been a firework. But as you guys could see, I'm still feeling good on Toshi 2, Toshi Coin, looking pretty solid. Am I not even sharing my screen? You guys have been staring at me this whole entire time. Are you serious? Okay, showing the Toshi. I hope I've not just been not sharing the screen the entire time. But as you guys can see, Toshi Coin looking pretty positive on today, right? Past 24 hours up 13% and creating those higher lows that we were talking about, right? Is Toshi Coin going to start ripping up pretty soon? Again, we can be in the zone where we could really start printing, and it looks like we might start printing again, possibly, right? Past 5 minutes, you guys could see it was a little dip into some fear, but we shooting it back up. So we'll see. We'll see if Toshi Coin has what it takes. I do think that this could be a pretty big breakout. 4 hour looking pretty telling here, and so is our 1 day. So in our 1 week, honestly, the 1 week is really looking like this week, Toshi Coin could have some good upside, right? If this 1 week wants to start standing up, it's a good size gap here. going into our second week now of July. So again, we were wondering, how is July going to close? Is it going to be like a green month, or is this going to be a red month? But it seems like the market might be feeling a little more bullish and might be feeling like we might be making some kind of a comeback happen soon. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. And we might move the stream actually to the front of the house because people yelling, bro. They just be like, people so loud. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. That my dog gonna be barking too. Crazy, man. Hey. Okay, I'm on the computer right now, but I will come in there. I'll come visit with you guys in a minute. Move. I don't know how that's gonna work. And oh no, the Wi-Fi is kind of cutting up out here. Interesting. We'll see what's gonna happen. But as you guys could see again, Toshi Coin looking pretty solid on the daily today. What is tonight gonna look like, right? People are gonna be pretty excited tonight. Maybe everybody's just gonna be making some wild purchases after their partying, right? I never party and make purchases, guys. That's an old saying that I used to have is do not party and make purchases. Okay, you guys know what I'm talking about. Some of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You guys are gonna be partying tonight. Do not go party tonight and then wake up tomorrow and be like, how did I drop 20? But anyway, guys, I mean, I don't know. I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just reporting what's going on, right? We've seen a good positive price pump off of Toshi again, creating this nice wedge here and starting to break out. Talk about just yesterday how important yesterday was and how big this weekend was going to be for Toshi. And look at this, guys, now up 13%. We have not seen this type of breakout, guys, really since May. This is a big breakout, the biggest one that we've seen since May. We have not spent much time above this third calendar channel here, this top upper level. You guys could see last time, see how much the price ran, right? So again, if we can get good solid close on the day, I'm very curious to see what's going to happen, right? If we close this candle green, we open another candle green above this line, right above this third filter channel, we might be starting to round this out, and we might start seeing this thing start printing pretty quick. Like I said, you could see on a lot of these other charts, like the weekly chart, we can see this thing really pump. Boy. Anyway, what do you guys think? Are you bullish on this? Are you bearish on this? Do you guys think that this pump is legit or is it artificial? I want to know what you guys think. You guys can see Toshi Coin responding pretty nicely to the market on this Bitcoin. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. As you guys can see too, Bitcoin coming in at 108 now. Starting to see some volatility. Are we going to fall back down to 107? We're at 107. I think we're still developing some new levels, right? 107.6. Hopefully, we're creating some support over here and holding this, right? Big day for Bitcoin, man. Big day for Bitcoin. A lot of speculation in the market. Some people were bullish, people not so bullish on the bill that got passed today. Was it a fake out? Is it a breakout? Will we see confidence in this market? Or again, are we going to see a shoulder head shoulder play out on the freaking 1 year chart and this thing start tearing down? Right? Shoulder head shoulder could be a bearish thing. Indicate that we need to see some lows. And my computer's going to die. We're going to have to move again. Only have 6 minutes to charge. I might have to cut it, guys. I might have to go visit with the family, get some food, and then pop back on later on today. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think. Are you bullish on this price pump? Are you bearish on this? Personally, I feel good about it. I think that this pump is exactly what this coin needed. This is exactly, in my opinion, what I channel. And I was so hoping for, and every day saying, okay, we're going to retest this zone again. We're going to retest this zone again, right? How many times have we had retest after retest, right? I was very concerned earlier this week, earlier this week when we kept having this rejection off this bottom level, because sometimes, again, that could be an indicator that we need to see a more sell down. So the fact that we broke up above it, the fact that we're above the third Keltner channel level now, this is absolutely a confirmation, in my opinion. Can always turn back around. But again, I'm somebody that always believes that the trend is your friend. And in my opinion, this is a breakout on this double bottom. This is a confirmed breakout due to the fact that it broke above this third Keltner channel. And again, I told you guys yesterday that if we can break above that 200 million range, right? The second Keltner channel, that we could really see this thing start to take off, because look, there hasn't been many times. As a matter of fact, we haven't really got above that second Keltner channel since June, right? And then before then, it was like May 27th, which by the way is my birthday. Shout out to me, homie. But anyway, yeah, like, is Toshi Coin